Hey everyone, we're here with Natasha from Enemy Inside. If you don't know him, you should probably check him out. German-based modern metal act. New album Venom coming out on RPM 228. So we're just a couple of weeks away from that. How excited are you about the release of that album?
Really excited. Plus, we are also going on a European headliner tour for the first time, so it's like double excitement for us.
Yeah, that's cool. How far into that tour are you right now?
No, I'm right now on another tour with another project, like a musical project. But I'm coming home 15th of February, and then I stay like 4 days at home, and then I will go on tour with Enemy Inside. Yeah.
All right. I was like, you said you were on tour now, and I'm like, I didn't think that tour started yet,
No,
but
no, no, it's another project. Yeah.
cool. Well, look at you, like the road dog, always on the go.
Yeah, this month is busy.
Yeah, it was a good problem to have, right?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
So, are you obviously the first headlining tour for the band? That's got to be, pretty exciting. Is there some markets you're really looking forward to hitting?
Well, it's not the first headliner tour, but it's the first like European headliner tour where we travel some countries we've never been. We've never been to Poland, we've never been to Czech Republic. We've been to Finland on some festivals, but we never played a headline show there. Yeah, so basically all the countries we never played, it's more exciting for us. Not that like the shows in Germany and everything is are also exciting and really important for us, but of course, like when you hit new territory, it's always a little bit more exciting and you get new impressions and yeah.
Oh, for sure. I'm assuming you've seen like somewhat of ticket sales for those places you guys haven't really been yet. What is that looking like?
Um, it's looking pretty good so far. Of course, I feel like most people always buy the tickets in the last moment
Yeah,
nowadays. I'm basically that person too, although I don't
yeah.
like it, but I have to admit I'm like this too. So I think like in the next week there
Gonna
will
see a
be,
jump in them.
yeah, we will see a
Yeah.
difference. But so far we're satisfied.
Yeah, it's funny to see like the post-COVID world, people used to get their tickets so early and now it's
Yeah,
like we're gonna wait until we're sure the show actually is happening.
yeah, yeah. It's it's understandable at one point, but of course for a band it's not the best situation because of course everyone is like, is it going to be crowded or are there 10 people later or whatever? And of course also
Yeah,
the event managers and everything, they are also sweating. But
for sure. And it makes you wonder, there's been quite a few of like tour cancellations because of like low ticket sales,
yeah,
but
of course.
those tours are like months out from happening. So it's like you don't really know, especially in this post-COVID world.
Yeah, exactly. But this is exactly the problem. You don't really know, and you have to take the risk. And if it's a big production, you have to pay like 6 months in advance for travel costs, for whatever, like everything that is coming up. So yeah, you need to like think is it worth the risk? So yeah, to everyone out there, buy your tickets early.
Yeah, definitely buy your tickets early.
Yeah,
That's so funny. So I'm gonna tell you, I've been listening to Venom. I listened to Seven, and one of the noticeable differences to me is Venom has a heavier feel than Seven does.
yeah,
Like, holy shit.
yeah.
Like, was that conscious direction for you guys?
Um, Actually, we always wanted to include more screams, but in the first album, I was not really able to do it till then. So I kept like practicing, and now that I'm able to do it, I was like, okay, now I want all the breakdowns we can have. Yeah, it's funny. Actually, also I saw in one YouTube comment like, who pissed Nastassja off that much? Because I'm more aggressive in this album, but
Yeah.
yeah, I always like the mix of harsh vocals and clean vocals, and this is always something I wanted to include in my music. And yeah, so I'm really happy that we have this now on the album.
So I always struggle with like clean vocals like in heavier music. I really like the growls and
Yeah,
pig squeals. So it's got to be done like the cleans have to be done correctly.
yeah,
Otherwise it really is a huge turnoff. And I feel like you hit that really good balance, with the heavier stuff and the lighter stuff. And
thank you.
honestly, like you've almost got a really uh poppy voice, like you could translate
Yeah,
really well.
thank you. Thank you.
So what does your like vocal training look like up until this point?
Actually, I studied vocals. That's also how I met Evan. He was studying guitar, and I was studying vocals, and we hit it up, and we formed a band. Um, and yeah, so I was basically always singing since I'm 4 years old. My father is also a musician. He doesn't sing, but he plays the guitar, he plays drums. He is like a multi-instrumentalist. So I was always confronted with music in my life, and it's always like a part of me. Then I studied, and now for quite some years I'm also teaching. Now I'm not teaching so much because I don't have so much time, but I'm still giving some vocal classes. Um, yeah, and for myself, I try to practice as often as possible, but yeah, sometimes it's just not working out. It was also like, okay, I'm going to prepare like on this tour for the next tour, but the time sometimes is just missing. But yeah, this is my musical background.
Yeah, so like I mean, being on the road with multiple projects is like, oh my God, what do what do I do?
Yeah,
How do I?
yeah, and also this project I'm doing now is like so different from Enemy Inside. Um, yeah, but I like that. I always like to sing also different styles of music. I feel also in this album you hear that a lot. Like I'm changing my vocal style so much, and this is something I also really enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I agree. I mean the your vocals, even looking from Seven until Venom, like you see a progression in your style, which is I think it's really hard for a vocalist to do, like to see that progression, especially, when you've been doing it for years, you kind of get in that you become complacent with where you are, you
Yeah,
know?
you kind of have your style, and then you don't like want to move in other directions. I feel. But in this album, it was just like also the songs, for example, Sayonara, it was just like screaming for it, like make something different. And yeah, I was just trying to express myself through my vocals.
I think you've done a really good job with that on Venom.
Thank you.
So, is there a song on the album that for you like stands out more than anything else?
It's so hard. We always get these questions in interviews like, what is your favorite songs? And you kind of see that this is already, it was a hard decision for us, like what songs we are putting out as a single, because we, so far we released 6 singles, and there's
Mhm.
one more coming. So we had like a lot of favorites on this album, which is actually a good thing. Um, if I had to choose, I think I like Venom, the title track, a lot because it's just like one of the heavier tracks.
Yeah.
I like Sayonara because it just hits, and I like the lyrics and the message behind it, and was so fun to shoot. And I like Don't Call Me an Angel a lot because it's really personal to me. Yeah,
Okay. I mean, those are all, really, really good songs. I also really like Venom because it's heavier and
yeah,
it kicks the album off and it's just like, okay,
yeah,
like it sets you up for what's to come.
yeah,
That's pretty awesome. So, obviously you guys have released a lot of singles off the album, which I feel like in current times, people are doing. They either do a lot of singles or a
yeah.
lot of like EPs or LPs. Do you feel like releasing more singles has, helps the album?
Um, I feel it definitely helps you to spread your music before the album drops a little bit more because you have more chances, and like this three single strategy is not just like it's not for this time how it is right now because we as a musician we need to focus like more on digital contact, digital marketing and everything. And I feel so far like this putting out so many singles have helped us a lot. I mean, there are always people complaining like, "Oh my God, now you released all like six singles, like I will not hear nothing new on the album." And they're like, "Then just don't listen to it. You have the option." Because I don't know. I feel like the people who are buying an album, they will listen to the music anyway on Spotify. The people that are really buying CDs, they just buy it because they want to support the band or like the band or want to have something in their hands. But yeah, I don't feel they buy a CD and never listened before to the music on Spotify. So
Sure. No, I think you're absolutely right.
yeah,
I feel like more of the at least for me, right? If it's an artist that I really like, I'm gonna buy some physical media because I want to support the band. I want them to, keep putting out music and tour and all that good stuff.
yeah. But people don't consume on CDs anymore. So
Sure.
yeah,
No. No, but we do consume on vinyl.
this is true. This is true.
I
This
think you
is
guys have a couple of like cool variants coming out
yeah.
for
We have
Venom too.
two limited editions, one blue and one magenta one, which are looking really cool.
Yeah, the mock-ups did. I was looking at those today, like, man, those look
Yeah,
pretty nifty.
yeah. They look
Hopefully they
awesome.
sell out fast for you.
I hope so too.
So like obviously the relationship with RPM, how do you feel like that is going for you all? Because it's pretty new, right?
It's pretty new. We were before at Rock of Angels Records, which is a Greek label. And they were like collabing with RPM and gave us the option like, do you want to stay here or do you want to switch to RPM? And yeah, RPM has like some bigger names and have like a wider context also regarding the US. So we said like, okay, we are going to switch to RPM, but we still are also in contact with our old label boss sometimes. And yeah, so far it's really going good. It's been only like a couple of months, like I cannot say so many things, and we also have to wait like the album is dropping and everything, but so far we are really satisfied with the collab and the work.
Awesome. It feels like everyone I've talked to that works with RPM gives very high praises because it's the way I see it is like they only bring on bands that they absolutely believe in.
Yeah.
So to have that behind you and have those options and they're veterans, they've been doing this for a long time. So they know how to market you, they know how to get you into new markets and really capitalize for the band's benefit. I think that's what a fantastic like group of people to believe in you.
Definitely, definitely.
So with the release of Venom, do you have any like goals or thresholds that you want to meet?
No, I'm basically a person that doesn't dream or doesn't set goals because I'm so easily disappointed when it's not working out the way I want it. So I try not to put like goals or dreams like I want to have this or this or that. I just hope for the best. I just hope like the resonance is good, and how I see it so far with the single, it's also going really well. Of course, there are always people who are digging the first two albums more, but this is just like yeah, like a taste thing.
Yeah,
But no, like concrete goals, I don't have. I just hope for the best, and I hope our tour sells out good. And yeah, we also would like to have a show in the US or something in Asia, or the UK is also still overdue. And this is like we always try to set like smaller goals.
sure. Which I think, I think trying to get into other markets, live are fantastic goals to set.
Definitely.
So do you have plans to hit any of those markets this year? Or everything's just kind of like what you have out is what it is?
Like concrete plans now, not. We probably will go back to Spain again. We will probably play one tour in Spain again. Now we of course are concentrating on the headlining tour, and we have some festivals also this year. We are also going to play Wacken again. But like the US and everything now, yeah, we don't have concrete plans, but we're hoping for it.
Any talks about it?
Yeah, we're talking about this with the label because they are saying all the time like that the US is responding to us very well. But of course, you also need to calculate like touring in the US for a European band is hella expensive.
Yeah,
So yeah, but we are definitely talking about it and considering it.
right
Yeah.
on. Well, hopefully you guys can get over here because I think I do think that our market would absolutely eat you all up.
Yeah, we would love to come to the US. I
Right
think every
on.
like I think there's no band who says like, no, I don't want.
I don't know. I think there are some bands that are like,
Yeah? Okay. Us
I don't
not.
know.
Us not. We would definitely want to come.
Yeah. I want all the bands to come. Like, I just want to
Yeah.
go to shows every night of the week and call it
Yeah.
good, you know? It's
Yeah.
so funny. So if you had the opportunity to like, let's say tour the US with one band, what band would you say that's the band? I know I got the hard questions.
Yeah, it's so difficult because there are so many great artists, but I'm such a freaking Bad Omens fan, so I would choose Bad Omens.
Hey, that's all right.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that would be a really good show.
Yeah.
Okay. Bad Omens, you hear that? Let's bring these guys over. Come on,
Yeah.
wink wink, let's make it happen. That's
Yeah,
so
but there are
funny.
so many great artists. I think, yeah, there would be a lot of bands we would like to play with.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
right. There are a lot of really good artists and it's I think a lot of bands you guys would fit really well with, especially to break into a new market, right?
Yeah.
Find a good solid headliner that gives a
Yeah.
nice guarantee so you guys don't like, lose a bunch of
Yeah.
money. Be like, all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Um, what what does the next like 12 months look like for the band?
Well, as I said, we're heading on tour. Then we will probably start. We already started actually to write new music because we don't want like our next, if it's an album or if it's single releases, but we don't want like our fans are waiting as long as from the second to the third album. Yeah, so we will try to focus like on writing stuff and try to put out new music as fast as possible.
Okay, so like nonstop.
Yeah. It's always like this. You just finish like recording an album, then you start with the videos, then you have the concert, the promotion, and then it's starting again. But this time we want to make it a little bit more fast. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, Seven came out in what, 21?
21, I think so. And this was also really during the pandemic, which was really difficult. I think we played our release show. It was like 100 people allowed with mask and they needed to sit and we made like a live stream and everything and it was really weird. Yeah, and then the pandemic happened and yeah, there was just I don't know, it was a weird time and
Yeah.
yeah, it took us a lot of time to write Venom, but I think also it was worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I like Venom so far is my favorite release, and I've only listened to Seven and Venom, but like I
Yeah.
like the heavier stuff.
Yeah.
Um, as if you can't tell from my goat horse shirt.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
me
know,
too. Me too. But as an artist, it's a little bit unfair because I feel like you always prefer the new stuff. Only because you listen to it so many times, you are so excited, like I want to play new songs. But yeah, from my point of view, it's also the best and most authentic album we wrote so far.
right on. Most authentic. That's pretty like big.
Yeah, it's because also like lyric wise, I feel I'm more honest and brave and vulnerable also in this one. Um, yeah, I'm also a
That
little bit older, and I feel like when you get older, you just don't care so much about the opinion about other people anymore. And this is actually a nice thing. And
yeah,
I was like, okay, I just write really what I feel, and I'm not hiding my opinion or my thoughts or my feelings. And yeah,
you shouldn't. especially as an artist, right? Because that authenticity, that's where people really connect, and I feel like that connection helps really explode the fan base in the band.
Yeah, but sometimes it's hard because you're thinking like, what, like, how much do I really want to share of myself, of my history? This is always a decision you need to make as an artist. But yeah,
For sure. That's wild. That's cool though that you're like being more open on
yeah.
Venom. I was gonna pretend to freeze for a second and just see what happened. It didn't work. I
No
was
one
like,
did
I look stupid.
it.
Some of
But
my
good.
favorite videos are like the videos of the guys, they're on like the work call, and you can see the ceiling fan in the back, and he like
Yeah,
freezes and the ceiling fan's still going. He's like, dude, I can
yeah,
see the
yeah.
fan.
Doesn't make
Like,
sense. Yeah. Okay.
no, not at all. So what got you, obviously, you've been singing, you said since you were four, like what were some of those like early artists that you remember that really like drove you into that?
Well, of course, when I was like 4, 5, 6 years old, Britney Spears were really big and Christina Aguilera. So I was a big Christina Aguilera fan, but really, really big. I also saw her live in Germany. And I think she also influenced a lot of my singing. Like I love to sing R&B and soul and these kind of things. And later on it was Avril Lavigne. I loved Avril Lavigne, and later I started listening to Nirvana, Metallica, and then everything like this new metal area happened.
Hmm.
And then I was like, okay, I was just listening to Limp Bizkit, Slipknot, everything what was on MTV in this time. Um, yeah, but singing wise, then I don't know because I was the biggest Marilyn Manson fan, but I don't sound nothing like him, so I don't know.
You don't
Um,
look anything like him either, so
no, no, yeah. Um, I don't know, like singing wise, really, I don't know. I think this happened like more when I'm from 4 till 11, because in this time I was singing a lot and I was listening a lot of like R&B stuff, and this is also where I started singing. So I think this also influenced me a lot. I heard also now many people said like in Don't Call Me an Angel you can hear like my the roots of my singing like with the R&B a little bit more in the
yeah,
verses.
I could see that. Do
And
you
when I was 13, I started in my first rock band and I tried to sound like Kurt Cobain, but it was just not my style of singing. Yeah. I remember I had a concert and we didn't have enough program and we were playing for 20 minutes and we were supposed to play for an hour. And then I just started like screaming for 40 minutes into the microphone, like a jam session, but there's also a video of it. It's really awful.
that's pretty
Yeah.
that's pretty awesome though. Like not just that you did it, but that you had the balls to do that. Like,
Yeah, I was just improvising, and also my English was, I was 13. I was speaking English, but not so well. I was just screaming like bubble English into the microphone. Yeah. I think my mom has the video, and I hope she never is angry
oh,
of
you should
me.
have her send it to me. I want to see that.
No.
I think that would be so great.
Yeah.
She like
Yeah.
you guys are at like family dinner and she like pops that out. Look at this. Do you remember this?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you're like,
she's no, not only family dinner, like only one person is coming in the apartment. She's like, look, I have a ton of embarrassing videos of Nastassja. But actually, she doesn't think it's embarrassing. She thinks it's cute, like parents are. But
mm-hmm.
for me, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, look, your naked butt in the bathtub, and look, you're
Yeah,
singing, just yelling for nothing.
yeah,
Like
yeah, exactly.
that's good stuff. What bands have you toured with that you didn't think you'd ever like tour with or get to play with?
We've played some shows with Lord of the Lost. We've played with Lordi, which was actually cool. Like I think 3 shows on their tour in when was it? 2022, I think so. Who did we play with? Actually, we didn't play so many support tours till now, which is actually a bummer. But it's so difficult, especially in Europe, for us to find also a band that we are fitting with.
Mhm.
because the scene here is not like in the US. It's a little bit more old school. You have a lot of like this old school heavy metal bands, and we are not fitting. It's not like we don't fit at all, but it's not like the best combination
Sure.
because either, yeah, it's most of the time like no, it's like too poppy for the audience. It's too pop.
I could
So
see that.
yeah, so actually we didn't play so many support shows, but Lordy was really cool. It was really funny.
I feel like you guys would fit really well with The City Is Ours.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
they
would have we played with Clawfinger, of course. That's also how we met Zach, and for this he's also on the feature.
yeah. They're like, things Zach, come on. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, actually it was like this. Like really, we asked him like I wrote a rap part and I also rapped it on the demo and I was like, no, no, we need a rapper. And then we were just asking him, he said immediately yes. And he also came for the video to Germany and everything. It was really cool. He's such a cool guy.
That's
So,
cool. It's,
so
I feel
down-to-earth,
like
so funny.
it's always great to make those relationships where you can,
Yeah,
help each other out because sometimes that relationship really fits in the song, right? Like
yeah,
Clawfinger.
yeah. It's really cool.
Um, is this like, do you have the most features on Venom that you guys have had on albums so far?
Yeah. We only had one feature on the first album with Georg Neuhauser from Serenity. It's a German band. And yeah, on this album we have three. We have Mirza, I hope I pronounced it right, Radonchika, Radonchika, I don't know, from Siamese. Um, then we have Zach of Clawfinger, and then we have Davey Suicide from the US.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm, I'd rather be dead.
exactly. Yeah,
Yep.
and singing on this one. Yeah. So yeah, we have pretty cool collabs. I'm really happy about this.
How does that translate live?
Um, Probably I will sing the parts. Um, I think in Dirt on My Name it's no problem because we have like our voices are pretty much like the same style.
Yeah.
Um, on Davey it's also working, and on Zach, I don't know, it's going to be funny. Maybe I let the audience sing. I will do my best. We will see it because actually we didn't rehearse yet. We have the general rehearsal when I come back from this tour. But yeah, I will do the part.
So you got 3 days of rehearsal and then you're on the road.
Yeah.
Good times. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, maybe you'll find someone in the audience that like knows those parts or that part really well and just you can
This
just
would
bring
be
them
fun.
up and like, here, go.
This would be fun. This would be fun.
Be great if it was like a little 12-year-old dude like up there just
This would be great. This would be great. I
for
will
sure.
record it if that happens.
Do it. Yeah. Share it all over.
Yeah.
That'd be so awesome. With the upcoming tour, I know that like I think Wacken is sold out.
Yeah. I don't know if it's sold out, but it's almost every year sold out in like 2 hours or something. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that is like the festival that everyone wants to go to, which
Yeah.
is like that's great for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, we are super excited, and also this time we are playing on the main stage, which is really cool. Yeah.
How does that work with merch there at Wacken?
I think I don't know if the last time we had merch, to be honest, because I think we had merch and we didn't have time to bring it because it was like I don't know if you saw it, but it was all over the news. It was like a chaos with mud and everything because it
Yeah.
was raining a lot. And we arrived like maybe 20, was it like 20 minutes before the show? We were like getting ready and yeah, it was a little bit messy. So I actually think we didn't have merch there, to be honest. But this is depending on the festival. Most of the time they have people there who sell the merch for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like, here with like Louder Than Life, they limit the amount of merch that you can have and
Yeah, it's really depending on the festival. Yeah.
yeah. I guess Wacken takes a big, well, you did the last time you played you didn't have. I assume they take a pretty decent cut though, right?
Really, I don't know. The festivals always take a cut, of course, because they are selling it also for you. But the percentage is always depending on the festival. It's really, I really don't know. I really don't remember.
I'd like to get away from like these places taking like a cut of the band's merch. I feel like that should all go to the band and help you guys get to whatever that next town or next album or whatever.
As a band, you also always have the option to just say like, okay, then we don't sell here and we sell in our shop or yeah. I think
There
also
was,
most people don't spend so much money on merchandise on Wagner and more on beer. So
but I don't know. I see. I was at a festival this weekend
yeah,
and it wasn't real big. There was probably three or 400 people over the course of the weekend. It was all the same people.
yeah,
And every night they like go in, buy merch from every band, run it out to the car, right? Like,
that's great. That's great.
yeah, I mean, I think most of us are pretty nuts when it comes to like supporting the band.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like new t-shirt designs for this upcoming tour?
Yes, we do. It's not official yet, but they arrived actually like 2 or 3 days ago. Um, and they're looking pretty dope. So yeah.
Pretty dope.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
they like tour specific shirts?
Um, no, it's like more album specific and also like something for the singles. We will also have one shirt for Sayonara in pink. So yeah, but it's looking really cool. I like the merch design so much now.
I'd ask you to share some, but you're like not anywhere near the merch. Like,
No, no, I don't have it here. I also only saw it on pictures. I'm like, ah, damn it. Yeah, well,
you're
it's
like, I
looking.
need it now.
Yeah, I definitely need it because I also don't have fresh wash anymore. I need to wash somewhere, so I definitely need it.
The downside of being on tour,
Sure,
right?
yeah, yeah.
My, but like, I assume that the hotel you're at has laundry, so you could probably knock some of that out tonight.
Actually, we always have laundry in the because it's like one stadium arena tour, and most of the time they have washing machines in the arena. But we are a team of 12 artists, only artists, and you have every one of the technicians, and of course everyone is always fighting for the washing
Mm.
machines. So yeah, but I will survive. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure, you've been doing this long enough. You can go a day or two stinking.
This tour is also compared to Enemy Style rock metal tour. It's basically vacation.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's fun. It's nice. But
So I
I'm
guess,
also to be with the guys again in the
yeah.
bus and talking bullshit and everything.
Yeah, get out there with enemy inside and
Yeah.
push that, see how far you guys can go.
Yeah.
Uh, so you've never played Poland before? Is that what you said earlier?
No, not as a no, we didn't play Poland before. Yeah.
That'll be
Budapest. Yeah. It's the first time. And also Czech Republic is the first headliner show. And Denmark also is the first show for us. And Switzerland also. It's coming a lot. Yeah.
that's pretty awesome. You guys are hitting a lot of new markets.
Yeah, I think we are traveling like six, 7 countries or something. Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So if I I might be mistaken, but I feel like you guys don't travel very far to get to like the next show, like 3, 4 hours.
I think the longest road is probably to Poland, and yeah, and this one is like probably like 10 hours, 10, 12 hours. This will be the longest road. And also to Denmark from us, yeah, it will be also like 8, 9 hours. But Germany is located pretty well. You have a lot of countries next to you. It's for touring, it's actually really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it's very different over here. Like we
Yeah.
have we have pockets where everything's,
Yeah.
pretty close, like the Northeast. You're a couple hours from everything.
Yeah,
And
I know my aunt is basically she's living in the US, and every time we wanted to go to the supermarket, we were like, okay, we needed to drive like 45 minutes. We're like, what the fuck? I just go out of my house and I walk 5 minutes. It's crazy.
is
Yeah.
she must live in the country or something.
She's living in St. Louis, but not in the center. She was living a little bit more, yeah, I don't know, in the suburbs somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. I lived in St. Louis for a while. I don't miss that
Really?
at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope. I just actually I just met a guy from St. Louis when we were in Las Vegas this weekend. And like he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm from St. Louis." I'm like, "Where at?" And we started talking about like towns and shit around there. And I'm like, "Oh man, that's cool. That's actually pretty close to where I lived." And it's kind of funny. I was like, "You like living there?" He's like, "Not really." Like, "Yeah, me neither."
I don't know. I cannot give an opinion because I only stayed like 2 or 3 days. Yeah, and I didn't see so much, so I don't know how it is to live there. But of course, for me as a European, everything is like impressive. Oh, skyscrapers and whatever,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah,
Yeah, seeing new places is always like it's super, super cool because you're like, oh, I didn't know they could do that, or I didn't even know that was a thing. And
yeah,
I bet for you it's hard getting used to like going from the kilometers to miles.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
We're like the only country that is not on the metric system. We're like, no, we're
Yeah,
gonna be different.
yeah.
Did you like when you were in St. Louis, what kind of restaurants did you go to check out the American fare food?
In St. Louis, actually, I think we didn't went to a restaurant because my aunt is a really good cook and she would be really offended if I go in a restaurant. But when I traveled, I was 19 or something like that when I traveled to US. I stayed there 4 weeks and I traveled to St. Louis, Nashville, Denver. But Denver, I didn't see nothing because one fucking mosquito bit me and I got like a West Nile virus or something with 40 degrees of fever. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it actually happened on a Linkin Park concert because I was seeing Linkin Park in Incubus in Denver and a mosquito bit me and my foot was just like swelling like I had like an elephant foot. And later I started with fever and yeah, I was feeling dizzy and not good, so I didn't see nothing of Denver. Only the Red Rocks. We were passing the Red Rocks and then we went to Denver and then in LA I was good again.
What a
But I enjoyed Nashville a lot. It was really cool.
how long ago were you in Nashville?
Um, no, I was 19, so this is like, oh my God, like how old am I? Yeah, it's like 13 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's also
So
the first and the last time I've been to the US.
it's okay, you'll be again. Um,
Yeah.
so since you've been there, Nashville's changed a lot. So I lived in Nashville probably 25, 30 years ago.
Oh,
And the change for the city has been absolutely bonkers. I was actually just there a couple of weeks ago. We went to go see Nile and 6 Feet Under and Psychroptic.
hmm.
Uh, this the change, the cityscape, watching it change. It was when I was there were a lot of areas that were not real good to be in.
Yeah.
When I went back, I was like, oh, this it looks a lot cleaner now.
Okay.
Um, I assume since you've
But
been there,
changed for the good.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
at least I think it has. I don't know. I was just there for a
I
little
don't know.
bit,
I liked it there. I didn't feel it's dirty or something, but maybe I was lucky. But I liked it a lot because everything was like music themed and everywhere we're playing bands and yeah, it was just cool.
Oh yeah. And that's, I think one of those funny misconceptions about Nashville is like obviously it's known for country music and it's the country music capital, but the people
Yeah.
don't realize the amount of other music that's there in the city. I mean, I read an article one point that there were 37,000 bands in Nashville alone. Like,
Yeah.
wow, you
It's,
know? I didn't know there was 37,000 bands worldwide, let alone in
yeah.
Nashville.
Yeah.
Like, how crazy is that? What's been some of your like favorite live show experiences?
Mm, definitely Metallica. It was also one of my first big concerts. I think I was 13 and I saw them in Berlin. From where I living is like an 8 hours drive, so it's actually a really long travel and it was my first big concert in a really cool location. And this was something, yeah, it's something I can't forget. This was really amazing. Um, Also, I love to see Linkin Park, which was in the US actually. Um, I saw Bad Omens, which I enjoyed a lot. I also saw Hailstorm. Um, they were on tour with In This Moment and New Year's Day, and she's just like, I mean, Izzy Hale is just she's just amazing. She's just an amazing live singer.
An
Yeah,
entertainer for sure.
yeah, and just an amazing singer. Like really, every note was like on point and perfect. Yeah. And one of the most fun concerts was also Limp Bizkit. Yeah, yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. It was really cool.
I'm going to tell you a funny Limp Bizkit concert story. You know, they just played they just played Louder Than Life a couple of years ago. Well, I had some friends come into town for it, and I'm not a like I, I don't care much about Limp Bizkit, you know, but they were like, "Oh, we love them. We're gonna go," and they were pretty trashed. Well, you know, that crowd gets really freaking crazy. So they're trying to get up to the front, and my one buddy, he's a big dude. He's like 6'3", 280, like he's just a big dude. And he's walking up to the front and everyone's kind of following in a line. And at some point, someone grabbed his leg and ripped his shoe off.
His shoe.
Yeah, they took his
Why?
shoe. I don't know. So
It's a
he comes
was a
back.
good shoe or an
Nope.
expensive shoe or what?
I mean, they were nice shoes, but like, what are you
Okay.
gonna do with one shoe, you know? So he comes back to VIP and he's standing there and we're talking and I look down and I'm like, why do you only have one shoe? And he tells me the story and I'm like, oh man, that sucks. So he took his other shoe off and just left it. And he's walking around in socks all night. I'm like, dude,
You should call him Cinderella.
yeah, that's a good one. I'll actually, as soon as I get off here, I'm gonna call him and be like, hey,
Yeah.
Cinderella, what's up?
Yeah.
It'd be so great. Okay, Natasha, I greatly appreciate you taking time out of your day to come and hang out and chat with me about Venom out 228 on RPM.
Yes.
Um, I'm looking forward to the release, and I'm really looking forward to hearing more from Enemy Inside.
Thank you so much. Thank you also for the interview. I enjoyed it a lot.
Awesome. Well, have a great day, okay?
So, bye.
Thanks. Bye.